Good day everyone, this is Dr. Walt Rosado, and today we're going to be discussing sales forecasting and the Module 3 assignment, Excel assignment. So sales forecasting, what it is, why it matters, and how various tools, including Microsoft Excel and advanced AI methods, can empower businesses to make better predictions and decisions. In my professional past, working as a business management consultant, we regularly used sales forecasting as both a tool in our toolbox, but also as a way to take the temperature or pulse of a given business as a way to determine overall business health. I'm going to show you some excerpts from the Module 3 Excel project, understanding how our mock company, Carolina Medical Associates, sells products and maintains inventory, making sales forecasting especially useful for them. So, what is sales forecasting? Here we have a basic definition. It's the process of estimating future sales over a specific period using historical sales data, trend analysis, and market research. It enables companies to anticipate demand, allocate resources effectively, and set realistic targets. Why is it important? Accurate sales forecasts are crucial for business success for several reasons. Here we have them listed. One is resource planning, another is financial management, strategic decision making, and performance management. In short, good forecasting leads to better strategic decisions and increased competitiveness. Using Microsoft Excel for sales forecasting, of course, there's many programs and software that you can use to forecast sales. Microsoft Excel is a widely used tool for sales forecasting, especially for small to medium-sized businesses, and here's why. Data organization, it's easy to input, organize, and manipulate data. Built-in functions, specifically the formulas, visualization, and customization. By leveraging these features, businesses can create forecasts even if they don't have access to advanced analytics platforms. Some of those platforms can cost a lot of money when it comes to licenses as well. Alright, so let's get to what we talked about in class, which is the Module 3 Excel sheet review. Now that we've aligned on what sales forecasting is, why it's important, and how Excel can help us, let us pivot over to Module 3's Excel sheet to discuss some of our findings. Please note that I'm not going to review all of the tabs that we covered in class, just a few that I think are pertinent. So we begin this module with three essential pieces of information that we gleaned from the previous modules. They are the balance sheets and the income statement. So here you see the balance sheet. Here's the EXH3 balance sheet. Finally, the income statement. Okay, perfect. So these sheets show us the total assets, the liabilities, and the stockholder equity, and our net income and loss, allowing for full transparency for issues like cost, operating expense, interest, depreciation, and capital by category. I'll say this next thing more than once, but it is crucial that in these early steps, the data be as complete and as accurate as possible if the goal is indeed to ensure appropriate sales forecasting. So data in, data out, we need to make sure that everything we have is accurate, up to date, and the very best information that we can have. All right, moving on to the ratios tab within the assignment. In this tab, we practiced our cell referencing skills to review liquidity rates. And if you look at the other grayed out areas, you'll see the other aspects that we analyzed as well, such as asset efficiency, profitability, solvency, and DuPont ratios. DuPont ratios or DuPont analysis is a great tool. It's a financial performance framework that breaks down return on equity, or ROE, into component parts in order to help us identify what is driving a company's performance. So again, when we have a product like Carolina Medical Associates, it's going to be the inventory of the products that we sell. So what exactly Elmo level, Barney level is the ratios tab telling us, and how does it relate to forecasting? Well, it's more simple than it may look based on the Excel excerpts here. We're evaluating working capital and determining our ability to pay our bills in the short term. Are we, by we I mean Carolina Medical Associates, our mock company, able to fulfill our obligations over the next several months? By obligations, we mean debt, payroll, etc. So it's easy to see how this information is useful. It's also worth mentioning that within the assignment that everybody had to do, there was also a Ratios 2 tab in which we compared the budget to the actuals to look for discrepancies and ensure accuracy overall. So following the Ratios tab, we had the common size analysis, where we reference back to the balance sheets once again. Here we come up with profitability numbers. Each item on the sheet divides from the total, which gives us the percentage of the whole. and that gave us Carolina Medical Associates net income on line 36 on the left, which is 18.3%. We can also see the liabilities and equity on the right side of the screen. Again, in layman's terms, all this is doing is showing us what percentage of sales each item equals. So what is the market share of the specific budget, right, for this sales item. So we also catch a glimpse into some of the inventory and supply chain issues that CMA experienced. This brings us to the sales forecasting tab. This is the meat and potatoes of our presentation of our idea. Again, it's imperative that we have good data on all the preceding tabs in order to ensure accuracy here. On this tab, we see a month-over-month breakdown of actual units sold related to the growth rate. We also see the forecasted units going forward and the hypothesized growth rates. We use the equals INT, all caps forecast function, and command set, which was built into Excel to do the work for us. And we learned about some of Excel's other automated tools, which are helpful here. 3 of them are listed at the bottom of the slide just for your reference. At this point, we know what we have done in the past, all of our numbers, all of our perceived barriers for success. And we've also made a projection of what we think the business should look like in the recent future. And that is Sales Forecasting 101. It's that easy. Happy to break these down into more simple, easier to understand concepts as well. If you need me to do that, just reach out one-on-one. We'll have an offline session. So the final tab from the Module 3 Excel spreadsheet that I'll review is the SG&A, or the Operating Expense Budget tab. This lets us look at both the forecast and the sales and run out the cost. Some costs are observable as fixed, meaning they aren't subject to change, while others vary. That's why it says variable. And again, we want to continue to reevaluate and modify our position based on the most recent data we have. We want to check our work often. We want to account for the knowable, while we make calculated guesses for the unknowable to buffer our business from risk and ensure profitability. All right, as I said, you don't have to use Microsoft Excel. There's other programs that you can use as well. While Microsoft Excel is powerful, many companies are turning to more advanced tools for increased accuracy and automation. These include CRMs like Salesforce, business intelligence software like Tableau, machine learning tools, and specialized AI software. AI and machine learning bring substantial advantages, including the ability to process massive data sets, identify subtle patterns, and quickly adapt to market changes. All right, so in summary, sales forecasting is going to be essential for business planning and growth. While Excel remains a popular and accessible choice, obviously we did some great things with it in this module. New AI-driven tools can further enhance accuracy and insight as well, giving companies a competitive edge in an ever-evolving market. So thank you for being a great class and for watching my presentation. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or would like to schedule a live walkthrough of either Module 3 or any of the other associated Excel documents, please feel free to reach out. I can be contacted via email, by phone, or by stopping by in my office at the Citadel main campus. I'm in Baston Hall, room 329. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.